Safety is the highest priority in the National Archery in the Schools program. Following the safety rules as well as maintaining the archery equipment has been a key factor in preventing injuries to archers and bystanders. Recently, NASP has made some rule changes that eliminates the use of the brass nock locators on the strings of the Matthews Genesis bow. Only the heat shrink and serving string nock locators will be allowed to be used with the NASP equipment. And tying a serving string nock locator is not difficult to do, and in this video that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do. Now before we get started, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need some braided serving string, about 12 inches of it, a bow square, and a pair of scissors, and also a small butane lighter. Once we have everything together that we need to tie a string nock locator, what we want to do is secure our bow in some type of fashion. What I've done is I've taken and made 4 sandbags, 2 of them that are pretty big that are on the base of the table, and then 2 smaller ones. I'm just laying the bow on the large sandbag and then taking a smaller sandbag and placing it at the top of the riser at the bottom of the limbs. And this holds the bow pretty secure. Now with the nock pliers, I'm going to remove the brass nock locator. Just like that. I want to inspect the string for any wear, the serving right here. And if it's worn or if it's loose, as it is in this case, it's loose, it'll have to be reserved. Now if we have a heat shrink nock locator, we're going to use an X-Acto knife, a razor blade or any sharp knife will work. What we're going to do is we're going to lay the blade on to the string. Zoom in a little bit. What we'll do is we'll just take the X-Acto knife blade and we'll place it on the string, laying it flat, and then we'll cut the nock locator off. Just like that. When we're using the X-Acto knife, we gotta make sure that we don't turn the blade downward and cut the serving or go deeper and cut the string itself. Again, we're going to inspect the serving on the string, and if it looks good, we'll tie our nock locator on the serving here. I've kind of readjusted the bow here so that I can use both hands in this process to show you. Now that we've removed the old nock locators, what we'll do is we'll take the bow square and we'll clip it onto the string and place the arm of the bow square on the flipper rest. Now it just needs to barely touch the rest. It doesn't have to bear down on it. Actually, it's better if it just barely touches, just like that. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to locate a 3/8 inch mark above the 0 mark on the bow square scale. Every bow square is different. This one has different marks, so what I've had to do is add the 0 mark and the 3/8 inch marks. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to just take a piece of painter's tape and place it at the 3/8 inch mark. This gives me a reference point, so when I remove the bow square scale, then I can come back to it and find it fairly quick. Now that we've found the location of where the nock locator needs to be placed, we're going to take about 12 inches of serving string And we're going to begin tying the nock locator onto the serving of the bow. We're going to start off with a double pass-through half overhand knot. And we're going to close the loop, and the double pass-through knot is going to be away from us. That'll be the first tie onto the string. It'll be down below. And then we're going to take the two tag ends of the string and pull them towards us and just tie a half overhand knot and then pull it tight. Doesn't have to be too tight, just snug it up. The half overhand knot is the same knot that we use when we start to tie the shoelaces of our shoes. Then we're going to move to the back of the string away from us and tie another overhand knot, or a half overhand knot, should I say. We're going to pull it snug, come back to the front, and on this last knot we're going to do a double pass through, just like we did the first one. Pull it tight. Then we're going to follow up with just a regular knot, overhand knot. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull the two tag ends of the string, and we're going to burn them off about 3/4 of an inch away from the string itself. Now we need to remove our tape. Now what we're going to do is we're going to burn the two tag ends, and we're going to melt them into the nock locator itself. And with the lighter, just tap the burning ends so that you don't burn your finger. If it sticks out just a little bit, you can reheat it. And tap it again. And when you're done, your string nock locator should look similar to that. And that's all there is to it. I hope watching this video will help you tie a string nock locator to the Matthews Genesis bow. And for more information on the National Archery in the Schools program, visit them at their website at the web address shown at the bottom of the screen.